Hey everybody, VMX here, and I'm gonna try and do a cooking video. I'm going to make my chicken soup curry again, and I'm gonna make a big batch of it, and I wanted to try to do a video of it. I am at work. I'm at one of the houses that I work at. This one's pretty low key. There's not much to do in the middle of the night, not a lot of medically related stuff to do until the morning. This is a good place to do it. Now, I can't film a lot of things. I can't film anything that would violate the HIPAA law, obviously, so I'm only filming in the kitchen, and I'm very careful where I'm pointing my phone. It's also very difficult to cook and film when you have to hold the phone or the camera with one hand and cook with the other. So what I'm kind of going to do is I'm going to make a bunch of small videos and then like basically email them to myself and edit them together. So the first video here is I'm going to show you the ingredients, as I have everything that I need here. I have my chicken breasts here. I got four of them. There's three there, and then there's one that I took out of the package to show you, because I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut it. I got my vegetables here. Almost all these were bought at Walmart. The chicken was bought at Walmart. This is my bell peppers. I have two orange ones, two yellow ones, and two red ones. They do each have their own kind of flavor. My favorite are the orange ones. They're kind of really... It's hard to describe the flavor. They're really good. The yellow ones are a little, kind of almost have a saltiness to them, and the red ones are a little bit sweeter. And it gives the dish a lot of color. I have carrots here. These are baby carrots. I'm probably not going to use all of these because there's a lot of fucking carrots. Or maybe I will, because I do like to eat a lot of vegetables. This serves a lot, by the way. This is a ridiculous amount of food. But because I'm on a diet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a whole batch. I'm going to portion it up for myself, so I'll have, like probably around 8 or 9 meals prepared for myself. These are broccoli florets. This is the Walmart brand. It's not the kind I got last time, but they're basically going to break up and coat the chicken. It doesn't sound good, but it is. These are spring onions. They're also called green onions, and they're also called scallions. It's my favorite vegetable. I have a white onion here too. There's a white onion. I'm going to be chopping that up. And I have some chilies here. And the chilies, the only thing I didn't buy, these were homegrown by my parents. I haven't tried them yet. They're actually still a little frozen. I actually got these last year, and I froze them. And I didn't have a chance to use them until now. I meant to put them in my last batch, but I forgot them at home. They were still in my freezer. So we're going to put them in this time. My parents said they're really hot. Well, my mom said they're really hot. My dad thinks black pepper is hot. But yeah, that's going to add the spice to the dish. Hopefully it'll be really good. That's my one chicken breast that I took out. I have salt. I'm using sea salt here. I only carry sea salt and kosher salt. They're good for different things. Kosher salt is really good for seasoning meats and stuff like that. Sea salt is better for, soups and stuff, so that's what I'm going to be using it for. This is dill. I put this in a lot of things. I just really like this dill stuff. Turmeric, that's really good stuff. This is paprika, which is really good. Sometimes I use smoked paprika, which is also really good, but for this particular dish, you want the regular paprika. This is my curry. It's Mandra's curry powder. It's really good stuff. I've used it before. This is cumin, which gives it that earthy flavor. And this is cinnamon, which if you know anything about Indian cuisine, you know anything about curry, if you're going to have curry, you got to have cinnamon. So I'm going to, between this section and the next, I'm going to get everything all chopped up and prepared, and I'm going to show you what to do. I also have over here 2 pots. I have a pot with a lid and a pot with a strainer in it. And I have my containers to bring home. This one has some soap on it or something. I'm going to have to wash that off, but there you go. So let me just show you real quick. The first thing, to get this cooked up, you're going to want to do certain things to it. The first thing is I'm going to cut off all the visible fat. So all this around here, I'll probably cut this entire section off, and all this down there is going to get cut off. See, that'll get cut off, and that little nub right there. So I'm going to cut off all the visible fat, and that's going to be discarded. I'm not going to use it. Then what I do is I cut it into thirds. And the really easy way to do that is, you see this section here kind of pulls apart a little bit. I'm going to make my first cut down there, and that's going to be 1/3. And then I'm going to straighten this out. I'll be able to straighten this out, and it's going to be like a triangle, and then I'm going to cut it right down the middle. So it'll be 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. And it'll have no fat on it. I'm going to do that to all the chicken. So in just a second, hopefully my editing is good. You guys will see everything all prepared. Actually, I just wanted to show you what it looks like all cleaned and sectioned up. This is all the fat. There's actually not a lot of cutting involved with the fat. I cut some of it, but most of it you could just actually pull off as long as it's skinless chicken. And by the way, it should be skinless chicken because chickens carry almost all of the fat in their bodies in their skin. So, chicken skin, I mean, honestly, it tastes great. I think it's awesome flavor, but this is supposed to be healthy. This is supposed to be low fat. So then this is what it looks like in thirds, and then I'm going to just cut it into like little medallions. Okay, see you guys real soon. Okay, so all my chicken, my medallions are cut up. And by the way, if you're getting chicken breasts and you say they don't look like they're smaller than the ones you got, it's because what I got was chicken breast that also has some rib meat on it, and you can actually see right there, the redder parts. That's the rib meat. It's got a little bit of fat on it, but it's not a major deal. A lot of that's going to render off anyway. And it's going to add some flavor to the soup, because to make chicken soup curry, the first thing we have to do is make chicken soup. And I'm sorry if I sound out of breath. The reason I sound that way is because I'm really congested right now. My nose is stuffed up, and I've been feeling well these past couple of days, but I'm breathing a lot through my mouth. So I'm not out of breath because I'm a big fat motherfucker. I'm out of breath because I can't breathe through my nose. I'm not out of breath. I just sound like I am. Oh, it's raining like hell out there. Cool. All right, so anyway, the chicken's all done, and well, not done, but it's prepared. And the thing is, you want the chicken, the pieces, to be relatively the same size. They don't have to be perfect, but you want it to be pretty uniform. And the reason behind this is if they're all around the same size and they all have around the same surface area, they're going to cook the same. Because the last thing you want is chicken that's still raw in the center or whatever. And that's not going to be a danger at all, because this is going to cook for a really long time. And we're actually going to be cooking the chicken first before we even introduce the vegetables and the water and the herbs and shit. But I wanted to show you, yeah, they're pretty uniform. Now over here, I'm about to do my vegetables, and I did want to show you, at first what I was going to do is I was going to prepare everything, and then I was going to come back. But I wanted to show you the proper way to cut a bell pepper. It's going to be very difficult to do with one hand, but basically what a lot of people do, and they're doing it wrong, is they'll hold it like this and they'll chop off the top and the bottom. Seeds get everywhere, and then you have to clean the seeds out. We don't eat the seeds. I'm not actually going to demonstrate it because you do need to hold the pepper. But what we're going to do is you chop off the sides. So you hold it. You don't really need to hold it that much. You just need to have it like this, but you're going to hold it steady. And I'm going to chop off like this. Let's see if I can... Now, see, I have to do a sawing motion because this is a serrated blade. All right. But you know what? I'll show you the end result. So I'm going to chop off here, here, and here, and I'm going to put it on its side and chop off here. And it's going to leave the seed pod in the middle, and we just discard that, and there won't be seeds everywhere. So see in just a second, I'll show you the end result. This is the end result. This is the seed pod in the middle, and we can just... It's like an apple core. We just completely discarded that. By the way, you can tell if you're looking for peppers and you want ones with not a lot of seeds, you can actually look at the bottom of them. See, some of them have 4 bumps on the bottom, and some of them have 3 bumps on the bottom. And the ones with 4 bumps have a lot of seeds. Those are the females. Believe it or not, plants do have males and females. Well, fruit do. And this one, for example, is going to have a lot of seeds because it's a female pepper. This one is a male pepper. It's not going to have a lot of, because you could tell because it's 3 bumps on the bottom. It's not going to have a lot of seeds. Anyway, I did get a little bit of seed pod in here, but luckily I can just pull that out and just put that to the side. And any, like 2 little tiny seeds there, just go like that. And I'm going to cut these up. Now these white parts, they're edible, but they don't have a lot of flavor. So like what I usually do is I just pull it off or scrape it with the knife. So there's really nothing else special to show you with the preparation with the vegetables, like the onions, both kinds of onions, the carrots, the broccoli. I mean, I'm just going to cut the florets in half. I mean, it's all pretty simple stuff, so I'm not going to actually show you any of that. So when we come back in just a second, you're going to see everything completely neat little bowls. Everything's really, really super prepared. Oh, and by the way, I got to say that one thing that I got to say about all this is I've been doing this for about a half hour, and I've already washed my hands like 7 times. You really got to be careful. This cutting board, usually I would not use the same cutting board for chicken and then for vegetables, but I only have one cutting board at this particular place, so I have to do it this way. So I scrub the shit out of this. I scrub the shit out of my hands, and you might be thinking, yo, VMX, that's a little extreme. This is not for a restaurant. This is just for yourself. Let me tell you something, guys. I have had salmonella in the past. You don't want it. Trust me. Now, I didn't get it from chicken. I got it from chicken eggs. But it, and there's no guarantee that raw meat or raw eggs carries the salmonella bacteria. It is a bacteria, but it's a possibility. And if it's there even a little bit, you got to cook it out. Oh, and by the way, I actually had to partially debone one of those chicken breasts. So, GG Walmart, there was bones in one of them, but I know what I'm doing, so it was no big deal. I did have to partially debone it. That was actually kind of fun. I haven't done that in a long time. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Everything's going to be fully prepared. So now I'm pissed off. The reason I'm pissed off is I just started to cut my onion, and as you can see, it's no good. The center of it is rotten. I could cut away just the outer parts and use those, but it's not going to taste good. Just the smell alone is pretty bad. I bought this onion yesterday, and it's rotten. So I'm kind of really aggravated about that. So I'm going to be going back into my bag of tricks over there where I keep all my spices and shit, and we're going to be substituting onion powder. It's not going to be as good. It's going to suck because onion powder, the smell, let's just throw that away. Look at that. That was bought yesterday. Fucking disgusting. I'm going to have to, oh God, I just want to show you that. I'm pissed off. But you always have a backup. I only bought the one onion, but I'm going to have to use a lot of onion powder. That really sucks because I prefer to use fresh vegetables and fresh fruits. My peppers are all nice, but I still got to do all that. I just want to show you. I have to wash this whole cutting board and everything now because the onion, there's a little piece of it right there. I'm going to have to wash my hands again. That sucks. I'm going to have to wash the knife again. Rotten onion. Nasty. GG Walmart. I'm going to actually probably have to complain about that because I'm going to show them this particular section of the video or something. Be like, yo, I bought this Walmart onion on Saturday, and on Sunday I'm cutting it open and it's rotten. That's fucking nasty. I know it only costs 89 cents, but it's the principle of the matter. It's not, I'm not looking to get my money back or get a free onion or something, but they need to step up their game. Usually the produce at Walmart is pretty decent. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's pretty decent. These peppers are amazing. They're crisp. I couldn't help but popping a few sections into my mouth. Everything else looks great, but the onion, gross, gross. And I've never had that problem. I've bought onions there many times. I've never had that problem before, but this time I'm pissed. So I'm going to have to grab some onion powder out of my bag of tricks in there. Luckily, I keep, my coworkers like to joke that I lug around a full pantry at all times. There is some element of truth to that. I have this huge shopping bag that I carry with me everywhere, and it not only has everything that I would need for myself, food wise or for cooking. It has my DS is in there, my Vita's in there, and all the chargers and my phone charger and paperwork and a lot of stuff that I need for work and my notes for Kazareth, because sometimes I do Kazareth work here. But I'm just fucking pissed off about this onion. I have to basically sanitize everything now. So yeah, see you guys in a second. Okay, so here's everything fully prepped, minus one onion, because fucking Walmart sold me a rotten one. My spices there. Carrots, I was originally thinking maybe I'll do half the bag, because, it's based on what they have there, and the last time I bought a bag that was half that size, it was half the amount of carrots. But I decided to do it, the whole thing, because I was thinking about eating it, and every time I ate this stuff, my thought was, I wish I had more carrots, because the carrots are really good. There's my orange peppers. I didn't separate them for design purposes because these bowls are so small. My red ones. These are all bells, so they're not spicy. Yellow. Green onion. Now, before anyone asks, yes, I kept the white parts. The white parts have a lot more flavor in them than the green parts, and that makes all the difference in soup. And we are making chicken soup. We're going to make a curry out of the chicken soup. But we start by making chicken soup. As a matter of fact, this stuff here is not even going to go into the chicken soup. That's going to go into the curry portion of it. That's going to come later. The carrots are going to go in. These are going to go in. The broccoli is going to go in simply because I want it to cook for a long time, as that's raw. My chilies, I did sample it. They're not super spicy. I'm glad I had 3 of them. When my mom gave them to me, she was like, oh, they're really hot. You know, if you're going to make a pot of chili, just put like 1 in and it'll be good. But she forgets how spicy I like my food compared to her. And I did sample a little piece, and, you know, they're pretty good. A little mushy from being frozen, but that's no big deal because it's going to go in a curry anyway. My chicken's over there. Now, here's why I'm really fucking pissed about this, because remember the onion? I was pissed off about the onion, and I was like, well, I'm going to go into my bag of tricks and get onion powder. I did not even have onion powder. I'm out of it. If I had known that... Well, obviously, I didn't even plan on using onion powder. I planned on using an onion, but had I known... Because I was at Walmart yesterday, had I known that I was out of onion powder, I would have picked some up anyway, because I, you know, like to keep myself stocked. I do have garlic powder. I'm going to use some of that. Garlic's different from onion. The whole thing's going to have a different flavor. But normally there'd be another bowl here with a chopped onion in it. So we're just going to have to pretend that would go in the soup. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take my chicken and we're going to put it over here onto the stove. And we're going to do it on high heat. And the reason that I'm going to do it on a high heat, and this is a gas stove, so I'm going to light it. There we go. The reason I'm going to do it on a high heat is you want the chicken to brown. So I'm going to let it kind of sit for a while, and I'll let the chicken on the bottom brown, and I'm going to stir it. And we'll meet you guys back there. You want the chicken to cook first because you want that to cook thoroughly. Now, you don't want to dry it out by cooking it too much. And obviously, when you're talking about making a soup, the chicken's going to be cooked for a long time because it's going to cook in the soup with everything else. And then it's going to cook even more when we make the curry portion of it. Thankfully, it won't dry out because there's going to be liquid. We're going to add water to it. And by the way, I'm not like fucking Pickle Boy, you know, kid behind a camera who makes chicken soup and adds like chicken bouillon cubes to it. First of all, that's just like really bad for you. It's disgusting. Does not taste good. You don't need chicken bouillon. All chicken bouillon cubes is chicken flavoring, MSG, and salt. MSG is not good for you. You should avoid it when you can. But you see here, it's already starting to sizzle. Chicken off the bone cooks quick, so, you know, once it's brown, I'm going to lower the heat and I'm going to cover it. And then once it's fully cooked through, I'm going to take a piece out, I'm going to cut it open, see if it's, you know, not pink on the inside. And then, and by the way, when you cook chicken for a while and it's still juicy, but it'll start to get pink again, like it'll get white, but then it'll start to get pink again. And that's kind of where you want it at for chicken soup. But anyway, it's a different kind of pink. It's like a uniform throughout the whole thing. But anyway, yeah, so once it's all brown, we'll cover it, we'll lower the heat, and let it kind of sit for a while, and then we'll introduce our vegetables and our water. But anyway, like I said, the chicken bouillon is just like salt and MSG and artificial chicken flavoring. You don't need that for chicken soup. If you want to make homemade chicken soup without using bouillon or bouillon cubes, you just add water and salt. That's really all there is to it. The chicken flavor will come from the actual chicken. It's ridiculous to use bouillon cubes to make it taste like the canned soup that you grew up eating. It shouldn't taste like canned soup. It should taste better because it's homemade, right? So if you're trying to get that, you know, Campbell's soup flavor or that Progresso soup flavor, yes, use the chicken bouillon. But if you want, at that point, you might as well just save a lot of time and effort and money and buy the canned soup and eat it, because basically you're recreating canned soup at that point. But if you want to make something that actually tastes good, tastes homemade, you're going to want to get, you want to do like this. Don't use the bouillon, use the, let's see if I could reach for a wooden spoon without turning the camera around. Like I said, I do have to be very careful. Oh, they're over here. I do have to be very careful about what I film. It's not at work. But anyway, it's starting to smell really good already. Let me turn the overhead light on. Oh, look at that. There we go. Can it get brighter? I think it can get brighter. Oh, yeah, that's better. Okay. So, you see it's starting to... I say brown. It's not really browning because chicken doesn't get brown, but you get my point. And the natural oils are going to come out, so it's not going to stick to the bottom of the pan. This is going to take a while, so I'll meet you guys back there. I just want to continue talking. Like I said, if you want it to taste like something that's not out of a can, do it my way. Just cook it fully, add your herbs and spices, add your salt. You know, you want to add more salt because you're not adding bouillon, which is mostly salt. But you can control the amount of what's going into it, and you can control the ingredients that are going into it. Whereas when you buy, You know, notice all the herbs and spices I had, none of them were like, you know, all-in-one Italian seasoning or like all-in-one barbecue seasoning or all-in-one, you know. I don't buy that kind of stuff. I don't buy like lemon pepper. I don't buy anything that's mixed together because the only thing I buy that's mixed together is curry powder because curry is made from a bunch of different things. Let me grab my curry powder and I'll show you the ingredients. And yes, I could make my own, but it's so time-consuming. But as you can see, it has, well, I can't read it through the camera, but, oh, I can if I angle it. So, you know, it's coriander. I have fresh coriander I could have used, but cumin, turmeric, red pepper, garlic, you know, sulfuring agents. So, I mean, you know, and then there's, like, of course, the curry leaves that are ground up, and that's what gives it that distinct flavor. And believe it or not, there's different regions of Italy where there are different regions that have different leaves, curry leaves growing in them, and that's why there's, like, lots of different types of curries in India. And by the way, curry just means sauce, by the way. But the word curry means sauce. That's actually where the word ketchup is derived from. Ketchup started as a sweet tomato curry, and the word, they called it tomato curry, which is very different from like tikka masala curry, which is tomato-based, but because it's sweet. But eventually the word just got corrupted, and they started calling it ketchup. You'll hear other variations of where ketchup came from, but that's the historically accurate one. All right, this is hard to do with one hand. Usually I'm gripping over here and doing it. So I'm gonna stop filming here, and I'll meet you back, and we'll show you the progress. See you soon. I wanted to show you guys this. See the browning there? I mean, the other side's still raw, but I took this out. See the browning there? I'm going to put it back in so it cooks more evenly. But I just want to explain what's going on, why we don't just fill it with water and then add the chicken, because then it would just be boiled and you wouldn't get no color on it. Now, people think color is just for show, but it actually, I'm going to explain the science behind it. And the more you understand science and, you know, like biology and how things work, you'll be a better cook. Some people call it molecular gastronomy. I don't like to go that far because some of those guys are really fucking crazy, but I do use some of those techniques. But don't try to do the molecular gastronomy stuff until you've learned the basics of cooking. Otherwise, you're going to look like an asshole. But I wanted to explain what it is. It's a process called caramelization. Every kind of food has sugar in it. Basically, there's almost nothing that you can eat that doesn't have any kind of sugar in it. And there's lots of different types of sugar. Sugars are essentially any simple carbohydrate. Then there's complex carbohydrates, which are like your breads and stuff, but your body breaks those down into simple sugars. Anyway, even meat has simple sugars in it, and when sugar cooks, it becomes caramel. And these sugars in the meat will caramelize, and that's what gives it that browning, and it gives it a better flavor. So when people tell you to like sear off a steak, and then they tell you that's to lock in the juices, is bullshit. It doesn't lock in the juices. That's been like scientifically debunked many fucking times. That is not a thing. The reason you do it is to create a crust on the steak and to give it better flavoring, to give it a good color. The good color indicates good flavoring because you got that natural caramel inside the steak. So that's why. All right, I'll see you guys back in just like a second. Now you can see here that it's all like kind of looks cooked. It's not cooked fully, and you can see there's a lot of liquid. That's the natural oils and juices running out, and it's boiling. And that's the reason I'm going to lower the heat. So I'm lowering it down to medium heat, and you can see already it's starting to calm down. Because that's going to be the basis of the oily part of the stock, and I don't want to lose that. So I'm going to let that simmer with, and just so I don't lose any of it, I'm going to put that there. So I'll see you guys real soon, and then we're going to be making the soup. Okay, so big reveal, right? It's been cooking for about 5 minutes or so. That should be good. The rest of it can be cooked. Well, I'm gonna grab a piece and test it. So actually, wait, let me get a little plate. Oh boy, I'm really reaching here. I'm stretching my tentacle. Okay. All right. We're gonna grab a piece. It looks like it's fully cooked. I'm gonna test it and taste it too. Rip it apart with my bare hand. It is hot. Yeah. So as you can see, it's fully cooked. Oh my god. Oh wow, that tastes good. Holy shit. I love chicken. I love fucking chicken. Talking with my mouth full like I'm a fucking pickle boy. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna add the water. My container water here. Using hot water because if you put cold water in there, it'll slow down the cooking process. So there we go. Okay. And I'm going to add my scallions. Okay. Okay, scallions. And I'm going to add my carrots. Carrots going in. Don't worry, it won't overflow. I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to finally add the broccoli. Just chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. If you get that reference, you're as old as I am. Where's my spoon? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're just gonna mix that up real good. So this is, normally I'd also add the onion, but I don't have onion. So, and don't worry, it's not gonna be this high. It's actually gonna reduce down. We're gonna keep it on medium heat, but I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit. There's the chicken. I wish I had a bigger, taller pot, but you know, I don't. So, not here anyway. Okay, so, okay. Where's my fucking garlic powder? Normally I'd add onions or onion powder here, but garlic powder. And that's not even the amount of onion powder that I'd add. I'd add a lot more onion powder. But if you know, they're similar. They're in the same family. Onions, garlic, shallots, chives, scallions, all that shit. But, actually this is no good for this. I need my slotted shit. My slotted shit right here. Oh, that's so much better. So anyway, yeah, garlic is a stronger flavor. So that's why I didn't add as much. So, this is not quite chicken soup yet. It needs salt. So we're gonna grab my salt here. This is so hard to do with one hand, it really is. Good lord. Turn, you bitch. There we go. Be generous. Be generous with the salt. It is chicken soup. I mean, since it's sea salt, you don't need to add as much as you would if it was iodized, but you still want to be generous. That is a big pot. Now here's the thing. If you add too much, you can always add more water. And if you add too little, you can always add more salt. So that's the deal. So anyway, the water level is actually going to go down, and I might have to add more water because the vegetables are going to, especially the carrots. The carrots are very absorbent. They're going to absorb the stock as it cooks. So yeah, we're going to cover this back up. Actually, let me add some paprika. Just doing this all with one hand really sucks. Oh, this is a new paprika. I gotta open it. Shit. Fucking hell, I gotta... Oh, this is bullshit. Okay. I'm gonna put the cap back on while doing this one-handed. I am talented. You'd be amazed with the things I can do with one hand. Oh my. That's not quite aligned right. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's the other side. Let's add some paprika. I like paprika. Like I said, I like to use smoked paprika in a lot of my dishes, but for soup, you don't... Well, I mean, you might want to try it like that with the smoked paprika, but for this, we're going regular paprika. So let me just mix it up a little. Doesn't... Like I said, I might have to add more water because the vegetables are going to absorb it. It's going to go down. But anyway, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to cover it back up. And we're going to put it on, I had it on like medium heat. I'm going to put it on like medium high. And we're going to let that sit for like an hour or so. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. And I know I said we'd let this cook for about an hour. But the key to making a good dish, no matter what you're cooking, is to taste it as you go along. Because you don't want to just do it by memory, follow a recipe, and then at the end it tastes nothing like you expect. If you don't taste your food as you're cooking it, it's not going to turn out good. So let's, I got a non-slotted spoon, and I'm just going to sample all the stock and see what it needs. Okay, well, it's good, but it does need salt, and maybe a little black pepper, which I didn't take out of my bag yet. So I'm going to add some more salt. Okay, that should be good. Like I said, if you add too much salt, you could add more water. If you had not enough salt, you could add more. So, like, don't be afraid with salt when it comes to soup. Salt is good for you. Salt is good. Not too much salt is, yes, it could lead to high blood pressure and shit, but unless you suffer from those problems, salt is great. Salt is a natural flavor enhancer. If you know what it does molecularly, on a molecular level to food, it basically makes whatever you're eating taste like more of what it is. It doesn't make it taste salty unless you've added too much. And this is a lot of volume, which is why we add a lot of salt. It's a natural flavor enhancer. It is a natural food preservative. It's not the best preservative ever created. That would be honey, actually. But salt, you don't want to put honey in everything because honey's so sweet. So salt is the most used food preservative, and I'm glad I added the whole thing of carrots. That's looking really good. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can grab one. Well, let me grab it with a slotted spoon. But I got to grab black pepper to... it's probably going to be half raw, but I want to... Yeah, it's half raw, but it's starting to taste good. I love carrots. All right. I got to go back in my bag of tricks, grab some black pepper. We'll add that. Be right back. Myself some black pepper. I'm almost out of it. I'm going to have to buy more, but just a little touch of that. Just a little bit. That's a little bit is all I have, really. All right. Let me put that down. Get my my non-slotted spoon. You do want to have both. Stir it up a bit. Black pepper is not spicy, really, but it adds a unique flavor that you can't find anywhere else. I mean, white pepper is pretty similar, but I don't know, I like black pepper better. White pepper is a little more harsh, in my opinion. So you can see the meat is looking fantastic. The broccoli fully cooked? Let's find out. If I can cut through it with a spoon, then you know it's fully cooked. Almost fully cooked, okay. Like I was able to cut it with the spoon, but I had to press real hard. Let's grab a little stock and taste. Oh, that's perfect. That's tasting like chicken soup. I'm going to limit simmer for a while. I actually have it on low heat because it was starting to boil over, and that's no good. I mean, I'm already going to have to clean up a gigantic mess anyway. Anytime you cook anything complicated, you're creating a giant mess. But I'd like to prefer to clean up less of a gigantic mess. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. I just found out that my favorite channel on YouTube, my favorite gaming-related channel on YouTube, GameSack, which went on hiatus a while back, is back. And I was watching their latest episode. But I may be back in another 20 minutes or so to do another taste test. The longer you cook soup, the more flavors come out of it. And you want it to be complex. You don't want it to taste like canned soup. You want it to have layers. You want it to do that. And by the way, the reason I cover it is because even at a lower heat, like I have it at I'm going to put it to sort of medium-low here. Yeah. There's going to be some boiling, and it's going to turn to steam, and it's going to hit the top, and then you can have some condensation. It's going to run down. So basically, we're not losing any volume. Later, we're going to want to lose volume because we're going to make a chicken stock reduction, and that's going to be the basis of the curry portion. And I'm not going to make a curry paste. There's not going to be any cream involved because I'm on a diet. It's going to be a chicken stock reduction that we're going to add curry flavorings and peppers to, and it's going to be really fucking tasty. And basically what a reduction is you boil it, and the water portion of it boils away into steam and is gone, and then what's left is everything but the water, and it's much more flavorful because it's less water. So, and if you get it to the point where it's too low and you need more volume, you can always add more water. So, but anyway, like that's what reducing means. A reduction is when is the end result of reducing something. Reducing technically just means just boiling all the water away and just leaving it. Like for example, you could boil balsamic vinegar. Like I could pull an entire bottle of balsamic vinegar into this pot, boil away the water in it, and what you'll be left with is something with an almost syrup-like, nectar-like consistency, and that's really cool. And then you could use that as like a garnish, or you could put it on top of things. Like it's really good on bruschetta. But anyway, I'm going to stop here. I'll see you guys real soon with more. Alright, it's been another 20 minutes or so. Big reveal. Oh, baby. That is looking good. Smelling great, too. Get my slotted shit here so I could agitate all this. Now, as for like when you know that like the chicken soup is fully cooked, like I said, I generally have it going for about an hour, but you really know by tasting the carrots. When the carrots are nice and mushy and taste like, you know, they've absorbed a lot of the stock. See how the stock level is lower, too? You'll know it's ready to go. So I'm going to grab my slotted shit, and we're going to taste the stock and see if it needs anything, any adjustments that I need to do. And I'm also going to taste one of the carrots. So let's bring this up. Oh, that's really good. I'm going to add a little paprika to it. The paprika is just like a personal thing. You normally wouldn't put that in chicken soup, but that's like a personal affectation for me. I love paprika. I love smoked paprika. You know, I love the dill. Actually, you know what? I could add some dill right now. Where's my dill? Oh, not that dill. Dillweed. That's right. When Beavis and Butthead were calling each other dillweed, they were talking about this. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. Just a little tiny bit of that. That's probably all I'll add. Dill is just one of those things. It's just a personal thing that I just really like it a lot. So let me grab my slotted shit and stir this around a bit. And oh yeah, it's looking great. Let's see how the broccoli is. Oh, the broccoli's fully cooked. Broccoli cooks really quick though. You see how I'm able to slice into it just with the spoon? That's a plastic spoon, a soft plastic spoon, you know. But let me grab a carrot and see what that's all about. And I'll retaste the stock to see if my adjustments were good. They're almost, oh yeah, almost done. Almost done. Let's taste some of the stock. That's perfect. Okay. So we'll come back in another 20 minutes, and you know, like 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, that's an hour. That's about how long I wanted it to cook. And then I'm going to show you the end result of the chicken soup, and we'll go on to the next step, which is making the reduction and the curry. It's been an hour, and or 20 minutes from the last section, but an hour from when I started. This looks like it's completely done. It looks really good. Now you'll notice that one of the main things is the broccoli florets have pretty much fallen apart at this point, and it just leaves that, like the leaves pretty much just shed off of the stems. These are the Walmart broccoli florets, which have more stem than floret, which is kind of not that bad actually, because the stems will add more hardiness to the actual soup. But basically that constant greenness you're seeing is the broccoli leaves, and it gives it a really cool color for a curry. So let's taste. See if it needs anything. And basically this is chicken soup. The only thing that's different is it doesn't have an onion in it. Normally I'd have an entire onion in here, and normally after about I dice up the onions really small, and after about an hour of cooking in here, the onions are almost like completely, they liquefy, they completely incorporate into the stock, and they give it a slight sweetness and a slight tanginess. I couldn't get that because, well, you guys saw earlier, so pissed about that, but I'm starting to get over it because this tastes really good. But let's try it. Okay. All right, so let's give it a shot, see if it needs anything. Now, see, that's pretty much perfect. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, I notice here I have my other pot with my strainer, and I'm going to pour that into that. And all the solid stuff is going to stay in here, and the stock is going to be down here. Now, I absolutely positively cannot do that one-handed. That would be ridiculous. So I'm going to stop, and we're going to do it, and then I'll pick it back up. It's done, and there's my solid sitting there, and there's my liquid sitting there. And yeah, it's a mess. I'm gonna have to clean all this, scrub it down later, but I was gonna have to do that anyway, so might as well mess it up first, right? So let's turn that flame up all the way, and actually I'm gonna get this catty cornered there, And this, we're going to slide over here, and we're going to reduce that. Now, this can take anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, depending on how hot your stove is and how much liquid you have to reduce. So actually, I'm going to get some work done, in other parts of the house while this is reducing. The one thing you do not want to do is you do not want to cover it, because you actually want the water part to boil away, turn to steam, and be gone, be gone. Okay, so that's going to reduce down, and I'm just going to show you with my spoon here how much I have in here. See? That's how. Just going to stir it up a little. So we're going to make a reduction, and it's going to be super, super fucking flavorful. You guys are going to you're going to want to make it, and you're going to want to be like, oh my god, that's so good. So like I said, all the solid parts are here. Liquid parts here. That's going to take probably at least 2 hours. So I'm going to get some work done in other parts of the house, and just do the shit that I'm supposed to do while this is going. And I'm going to check on this every now and then, but when we come back, it'll be fully reduced, and we can add all the curry stuff to it and make curry. So I'll see you guys real soon. Okay, so this is starting to look really done. Let's stir it up. It hasn't been that long. It's only been like maybe freaking 40 minutes, but you can see there's a lot less of it, so it is reduced. The colors are really good. Yeah, it looks really good. It almost looks like the miso soup that you get in like Japanese restaurants. I suspect that in most Japanese restaurants they're giving it to you out of a packet, but in real miso soup is probably made with a reduction. Let me taste this. Oh wow. Okay, so that's good. All right, so I'm gonna lower the heat considerably. This is on like maximum heat. I'm gonna lower it to like medium low, and you can already see the boiling has gone down to a simmer. And I'm gonna add my chilies. Oh my. Come on, chilies. I didn't really want to touch them because they are a little spicy, but they're what most of you would call very spicy, but for me, a little spicy. I'm one of those people. Okay, and my peppers. Yellow. Okay. Orange. Red coming up. And like I said, if I don't have enough volume of liquid, I could always add more water. Not a big deal. Let's mix that up. Okay. I'll let this kind of cook too for a little while, but I gotta add my curry stuff, which I have on my side here. Let's switch hands. Okay, let's add the curry. Okay. You want to add a lot, because that's the main flavoring thing. Boy, it's not wanting to come out too good. There we go. Gotta do it like that. That's curry. Alright, where's my turmeric? Here it is. Turmeric. Can't find the... Oh, it's a screw off. Shit. Turmeric. About half the amount of curry. Then I add turmeric. The curry has turmeric in it. That's why you don't need to add a lot of it. Cumin. Let's, don't twist off. Pop off. Okay, cumin, a bit like about half the amount of turmeric. And then cinnamon. You want to be kind of generous with the cinnamon. About the same amount as the turmeric, maybe a little bit more. So let me switch hands again so I can grab my spoon. So I'm right-handed. And let's get that incorporated here. Okay, now the peppers are raw, so they need to cook a little. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna, like I said, this is on like medium lowish. I'm gonna put it up a little bit closer to medium. And I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to let it kind of stew for a while. It won't reduce anymore because I have a lid on, like I explained the whole condensation shit before. Where's my lid? Oh, there it is. I'm going to put that on, and I'm going to leave that for like maybe 10 minutes, and we'll come back to it. We'll see you then. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, actually, and time for the big reveal and taste. And smell. Smells great. Smells amazing. Yeah. Let's grab my spoon. I'm going to want to taste the stock to see where we're at, if I need to add anything, if it needs to go longer. The peppers are looking pretty cooked. They got a good texture to them. Let's grab a little taste. Oh my, okay. Needs more cinnamon. Needs way more cinnamon. So let's, I know I said way more and that didn't seem like a lot, but with cinnamon, a little is a lot. I mean, it certainly doesn't need a salt, because that is exactly the amount I want it to be. But it definitely needed more cinnamon. And you know what? A little cumin, actually. Where's my cumin? Oh, that's turmeric. Oh, that's cinnamon. Little cumin. Let's add some. Maybe I was a little light-handed on that before. Certainly smells good. Oh, wow, yeah. Already the aroma has improved. It was already smelling good, but now it just smells like what's supposed to. Okay. It's a little chilly there. I don't want to waste those just yet. And this is going to sit in the fridge. I mean, I'm going to eat a little bit of it. I'm going to have like one portion of it when I'm done. But the rest of it's going to sit in the fridge. And the flavor is just going to get more and more intense. Let me taste. Perfection. Okay. Now, the flavor is a little bit intense. I'm actually going to add a little bit of water. Not a whole lot. But just a little bit. Let me grab a glass. So I can, just to tone down the flavor a little bit. So I want hot water. That's cold water. Now wait for it to get hot. Or at least not cold. Come on, that always takes forever. That's good enough. At least it's not cold now. I'm just going to add a little bit of water because the flavors are super intense right now. And I just want to mild it down just a little bit. So just a little bit of water there. Not a lot. And stir that up and taste it again. I mean, the flavor's perfect. It's just very, very robust. So that was a bit extreme. It's the heat out. It's at low, medium. Well, really, it's at medium. Just the low side of medium. Not really low, medium. Let's taste. Oh, yeah, that's where I want it to be. That is absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add all that back into here. I need 2 hands to do that, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I've added all the chicken and vegetables, all the solids back. So let's mix it up. Oh, shit. Where'd it go? Piece of... Oh, is it a carrot? It's over here. There's also a piece of broccoli down there. Just grab that with my stubby-ass fingers, put that back in. Luckily it didn't go near the flame. That would have sucked. So I'm going to mix this up real good. What you want is the chicken especially to get coated. You want it to lock in those flavors by getting completely coated and covered in the curry. So, unfortunately it's hard with one hand and such a big amount of it, but we're almost at the finished product here. So basically, the only thing left to do is I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit, just a high medium, and I'm going to cover it and I'm going to let it simmer. And everything will get nice and coated, and it'll be ready for a taste and a portion for me to eat, because I haven't eaten anything today at all. I literally have not eaten. And I've been up for 6 hours, getting a little hungry. I mean, I've sampled, as I got along, but that's not what I'm talking about. So I'm going to cover this up. Oh, shit. Grab the cover that up. High medium heat, about 15-20 minutes, I'll be done. Okay, so it's been another 15 minutes. The smell is ridiculously fucking intoxicating. It's time for this to be done. I'm going to turn the heat off completely. And Big reveal. The finished product. Oh yeah. That's the shit right there. That's the shit right there. I'm gonna do a little taste. Where's my spoon? There it is. Okay. First we're just gonna taste the liquid portion. That's perfect. That's good. I mean, wow. It worked without the onion. The chili really helps. And I'm gonna grab just a little piece of chicken just to taste that and see how that's like. See, I said the broccoli would coat the chicken. There's a little scallion in there too on the side, but yeah. Taste that. Ooh, it'll blow on it. Oh, here, I kind of bit into it a little, and you can kind of see that pinkness that I was talking about that happens when you cook chicken for a long time. But it is fully cooked, obviously. Wow, that's perfect. Okay. So I'm going to put this into my containers. I'm going to scoop myself out a little portion. I'm going to eat it. I'll post pictures on Twitter. You guys will see that way before the video because I got to edit all these little sections together. But yeah, thumbs up. That's how you make chicken soup curry. And it also shows you how to make homemade chicken soup if you're not interested in the curry portion. That's why I start with all the chicken soup part and add in the curry part later. And if you want to make chicken soup, just chicken soup, I mean, you could add a few more things. Like corn is a really good idea if you have corn. String beans is really good. Try to get the fresh string beans. The canned string beans taste like shit. But yeah, that's my first ever cooking video on the channel. And if you do want to see more things like this, I may do it in the future. But yeah. Peace out, guys.